Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're doing well and welcome back to my channel Study Desk of Anand. So in this skill tutorial video, I'm going to cover the DCL command. This is one of the useful command on the DBA perspective. So in a real world scenario in the IT industry, when the project is going on, so there are several developer work on the same project and everyone should have the different permissions. One should have the select, insert and update on the table, and one should have only select permissions on the table. So these permissions is defined by the DBA. DBA1 has the admin user, so he can grant or revoke the permission as per the need of the project to a developer. So what DCL means and what it does. So DCL is a data control language. So it has a control over the language, and this is used to grant access or reward the access of users from the database or on the tables. So we have two types of this command, like one is a grant and other is a revoke. So grant is something, it can provide an access to a database or table to the user, and in the similar fashion revoke will revert the permissions from the users on the databases or the tables. And syntax is very simple. If you can see that the keyword grant is used, and the types of permission that we wanted to give to a user, like here we are giving a select and insert. So it means user can only select, fire the select query, and it can add some information. He cannot update or delete the informations that he have added. If he wanted to do, he should contact the admin. And on the table, on is a keyword, and a table name on which we wanted to give a permissions to user 1 and user 2. You can give a multiple users permission at once by separating them a comma. And similar fashion, you can revoke is also the similar kind of syntax as similar to contact grant. So here you can see that revoke is a keyword, and the type of permissions you wanted to revoke from the users. On is a keyword, and table on which we wanted to revoke the permissions, and from the user, so user 1 user 2 is the actual users. So before going to a demonstrations, let me show you how to create an user in a SQL Server Management Studio. So I have logged into SQL Server Management Studio with the super admin user Anand. And if you just see that under security, there is a login option. So I'm just right clicking on the login and folder, and I'm just clicking the new login options. So here I have two options. I can create a user as a Windows authentication, or I can have options to create a SQL Server authentication. So for demo's purpose, I will go for the SQL Server authentication. So I will create a user 1, and this is the temporary password that I am giving to a user 1. So whenever a DBA creates any users account for users, so he should just give a temporary password. So whenever the users receive an account, so he must change this temporary password. And if you see that there are some checkboxes already ticked, so that means enforce password policy. This means the password should be contain capital letter, small letter, it contain alphanumeric values, and it should have a special character. So this second checkbox is password, enforce password expiration. This means a password should expire at certain days, so it will prompt and message that password should be changed. And third one is user must change the password at next login. As I earlier told you, like whenever a DBA pass an account to new user, so he just gave a temporary password. So once a user is receive an account, so he change his password, a developer change the password. So I'm just clicking on the OK. Yeah, so if you see that user 1 is created. Now just go to connect, and whenever the user developer is received an account, so he just log in with the temporary password and say connect. Yeah, so whenever he log in with the temporary password, immediately it asks to change his password. So here I am changing the password. Yes, so we can see that now a user one has his own connection, separate individual account to access some databases. So if you just expand these databases, he can see the name of database. But when I'm, as of now, I just created a user's account and I did not grant any permission. So whenever I'm going to see whatever the content present in the demo DB, so I will just click here. So you can see that the error message, the database demo underscore db is not accessible. So the developer should contact admin, administrator DBA. So when a DBA receive here back from the developer, so he should just grant the permission. So he will go to the security under user one and user mapping. So he also asked developer like on which DB you wanted to have access. So right now I will give an access to demo underscore DB, and what type of permission he should have it. So right now I'm not giving any permissions, but I will just give him a data reader permissions. So this means he is able to see the tables and definitions like on. Yes, so I'm just going back to this user one and I'm just refreshing it. So again just expand this, so I can see that right now, earlier it was prompting an error, right now the error is gone. So I can see that there is a employee table. So just try to fire a select query. So here again it prompt error message. So just fire me a select query. Yeah, it works because we have given a data reader permissions here at user one. So just me revoke this. Yeah, that means he can, with the help of data reader, he can see the definition and he can fire the select query. So that is one of the options. If you are like, if you don't, again that, so I think I need to go back and find some options. So I give him a DB access admin. Just refresh it under database demo table. Oh, he cannot see the options. Yeah guys, so go to the super admin user and click on user one and under user mapping, so just give him the DDL admin. So I'm just clicking on OK, and when I'm going back to the user one and I'm just refreshing it. Yes, so I will go to this table again and now I can see the employee table definition, so I can view it. But when I'm going to fire and a select statement, so it will prompt an error message that select permission was denied on the object employee database demo underscore db. So we will grant a select permission with the super admin user. So I'm going back to the super admin user, and here on this, so I will grant select permission on table name employee to user 1. So I will fire this query. Now I will go back to the user 1. Yeah, I'm just refreshing it, and I will fire the select query again. So here you can see that the employee definition is now I can access, and I can fire the select query. Similarly, if you can give him others options, like with the help comma separated, you can give him an insert, or you can give update as per requirement. Now if you realize later some point of time developer move from one project to another project and you wanted to revoke his permission, so you just fire this queries select on table name employee from user 1. So I'm firing this query with on super admin user Anand. So just yeah, now I'm going back to user 1, and I'm just refreshing the server and table again. Yeah, so here it is prompting an error message. So again it we have reverted the permission, so you can see the error message that the select permission was denied on the object employee. Yeah, so that's it the guys for this video tutorial. Stay safe and keep learning. Happy learning.